This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
What? 280! Mike 47! It's on field! It's on field!
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, it's Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
47's the mic, boys, 47. Check, 47.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Kamara. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Hey, 7. Hey, 50 the money.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Returnable for Lockett. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, you don't want to see me.
Here's Carson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
At the Saints' 36-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All go special! All go special!
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Open man is Jacob Hollister. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Now a give, right side. Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Taking it in from the 20 as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 83 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
After one, a one-point game, 7-6. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Let's put that team on the punt.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Dancing to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Demario Davis on the tackle. That's a gain of 2.
What?
Brings up 3rd and 12.
Run fast, run fast. 4-7's the mic, 4-7's the mic. Come on, check me out. 47 mic, 47 mic, Mike 47. Here we go.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. In on the stop, Bradley McDougall.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
13. Hey, Wood.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Breeze now. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas at even 50 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe that returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. On second down now. It's Carson, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 3rd and long, it's Wilson. And he's got Lockett, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Check, 47. Check, 46.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Here's Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, watch your lane.
Whip. Watch the whip. Check it backer.
They run it again with Kamara. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
That's got to be a kill. 50. Back it.
Shotgun now for Breeze. And Ginn's got it. And getting this is just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Five.
To you. I'm going back to you.
Hey, with me. Check Mike 54. Mike.
From midfield, here's Breeze.
Let's go. You tighten up.
That is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
21. Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. They run again with Carson, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Wilson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Harris now to return. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of the game.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Hey, check my under. Mike is a 50. Check my 50.
3 bud, 3 bud, 3 bud.
Under 10. Under 10.
Breeze now to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
What? 315.
Here we go.
After the interception, here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing is Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
Wilson will throw again. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trip. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Get that play.
Kill.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Kamara, and he stopped immediately there. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs. That time they're able to bottle him up, and he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And an alley to run. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 42 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
They'll try and run it here. And this time he'll be stopped short of the goal line. He might have been out of gas after the long run. In any event, the try for 2 fails. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. C.J. Prosise was the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Opposite.
Now Kamara. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And say what you want about CenturyLink Field up in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed a stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Seattle, so long, everybody.